From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. I'm D-Ray Knight, and this is what's going on. Here's the latest on the war in Ukraine. Russia's pledge to scale back some military operations in Ukraine is drawing skepticism. That's a bitter reality check in a rare moment of optimism 5 weeks into what has devolved into a bloody war of attrition. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said there was no reason to believe Russia's announcement that it would reduce military activity near the capital of Kyiv, as well as the northern city of Chernihiv, given what's happening on the ground. Still, Tuesday's talks sketched out what could end up being the framework for ending the war. The talks had been expected to resume on Wednesday, but the two sides decided to return home for consultations. In news closer to home, the South Dakota Attorney General's office says it will investigate whether state campaign finance disclosure laws were broken by a political organization that sponsored billboards to push state lawmakers to impeach Attorney General Jason Ravnsborg. The Attorney General's Chief of Staff, Tim Borman, says the office has received 2 formal complaints about the billboards. It was still determining how the investigation would be handled, given the potential conflict of interest over the billboards. An organization launched to further Governor Kristi Noem's agenda sponsored the billboards in Sioux Falls this month. The deadline has passed to run for city council in Rapid City. Amy Rose has more.
The deadline has now passed for those interested in running for Rapid City Council. The city of Rapid City says 3 current council members have turned in verified petitions for re-election, including Bill Evans in Ward 2, Greg Stroman in Ward 3, and Lance Lehman in Ward 4. Ward 1 Councilmember Ron Weifenbach and Ward 5 Councilmember Darla Drew are not seeking re-election. In contested races, Lindsay Sechrist will challenge Evans in Ward 2, and J.J. Carroll and Pat Roseland will face each other in Ward 5. Candidates in the city's other 3 wards will be seated without opposition.
A 10-year-old South Dakota boy who died while saving his younger sister in the Big Sioux River will posthumously receive the Carnegie Medal, North America's highest honor for civilian heroism. Ricky Lee Sneeve was on a fishing trip with his stepfather and siblings on the Big Sioux in Hudson last June. Ricky's 5-year-old sister fell into the water, and Ricky dove in after her and was able to push her to the riverbank. Authorities say Ricky was caught in an undertow in deeper water. He was carried out about 50 feet and became submerged. In national and international news, the UN Refugee Agency says more than 4 million refugees have now fled Ukraine following Russia's invasion. The release of the figure Wednesday is a new milestone in the largest refugee crisis in Europe since World War II. The new figure was posted on a UNHCR website. More than 2.3 million have arrived in Poland, but many have traveled onward to other countries or back into Ukraine. Aid workers say the numbers have eased in recent days as many people await developments in the war. An estimated 6.5 million people have also been displaced from their homes within the country. President Joe Biden has signed a bill making lynching a federal hate crime. Chrissy Davies has more.
President Joe Biden has signed a bill into law to make lynching a federal hate crime, more than 100 years after such legislation was first proposed. The Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act is named after the black teenager whose killing in Mississippi in the summer of 1955 became a galvanizing moment in the civil rights era. During remarks Tuesday in the Rose Garden, Biden stressed how the violent deaths of black Americans were used to intimidate them and prevent them from voting. The new law makes it possible to prosecute a crime as a lynching when a conspiracy to commit a hate crime leads to a death or serious bodily injury.
Legal experts say Will Smith's slap scene round the world at the Oscars was clearly a crime, but the chances of prosecution are slim, and even if convicted, he'd likely face more than just a slap on the wrist. Smith stunned millions when he marched onto the stage Sunday and smacked Chris Rock after the comedian made a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Los Angeles police say they aren't investigating because Rock declined to file a report. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Windy with snow tapering off this morning and then clearing this afternoon with a high of 44. Low tonight, 23. And that was your Daily Slice for Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D-Ray Knight with Amy Rose and Chrissy Davies. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jackwes. I'm D-Ray Knight. Have a great day.